Alright, welcome back to my channel, Done Did It, where we're going to talk about astrology. Doing astrology, that's what you're just dealing with. I gotta get it out. Believe me, this is how I build up my energy. This is how I gain energy. This is what I do. It makes me feel better now. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter what your signs are, you could say. If you're following your feelings, which sounds very vague. I know, it's the only way to encompass all human beings and all animals and anything that's alive is follow your feelings. How do you think a tree reaches for the sun? Let me rephrase that. Plants that are planted in space somehow know which way to go to come out of the soil with no gravity and reach the window of the shuttle to get sunlight. They follow their feelings. I don't need any science behind it. That's the root of all things. You follow your feelings. There it is, my drink. My drink! The bow! Ah! I gain a lot of power through my talking and my sounds. I got Virgo in my Mars. Virgo is a communicator ruled by Mercury. It's in my Mars, which means that's where my energy comes from. And my Taurus is in Mercury, which is the throat. And it just so happens to trine. So, in general, if I actually can start talking, I get a big, kind of like this thing going with this thing that goes this thing that kind of generates my energy really well. Really, really well. Really, really well. Like really, 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 really well. Like if I listen to music, it doesn't necessarily generate energy. It's not until I start physically moving my body, because I got so much earth, do I really start generating some energy. Like, for me, moving my body is dancing. And I'm not motivated to always dance, but I be talking. Start animating myself, which is fire, which is energy. You animate yourself. I gotta animate myself. So knowing all this stuff I say, really will help you. Plus, I'm a high vibrational being connected to source energy. So if you're watching my video, believe me, you're connecting with me. I don't know how it is on your end, but I guarantee you there's some videos that when you're done watching it, you feel weird, and you got a headache, and you feel upset, and you're depressed. I guarantee you watch my videos, you probably don't feel that way. If you can take it, you don't feel that way. If it's too high, then yeah, if you're like a shitty negative person, you might not be able to handle this. But anyway, watching my videos, it shouldn't cause that. It will not cause that. Voodoo. Voodoo, voodoo, voodoo. I got a lot of energy right now. Definitely gonna get up and start punching some trees or something in a minute. Not to kill the trees, because that's what I do for fun. Anyway, back to astrology. I talked about the modalities. How there's these 4 elements, and there's 3 different kinds to each element. There's 3 air, there's 3 fire, there's 3 water, there's 3 earth. Those 3 are defined by their modality. The reason why there's 3 earths is there's 3 different kinds of energies for earth. There's fixed, cardinal, and mutable. I should say cardinal, mutable, and fixed. That's not actually the order. In earth world, it's fixed, then it's fucking mutable, then it's cardinal. And fire, it starts out cardinal, then it goes to mutable, then it goes to fixed. No, it goes cardinal, fixed, then mutable. And with air, it starts out with mutable, then it goes into fucking cardinal, then it goes into fixed. And then water, it starts out with cardinal again, and goes into fixed, and then goes into mutable. That's just how it plays out. The younger the sign, as in Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, they go in order. There's a fire, there's an earth, there's an air, there's a water. There's a fire, there's an earth, there's an air, and a water. Well, that does that. 4 times 3 is 12. Does that 3 times. Okay? Alright, so the way that's set up on the wheel is kind of like Aries is the baby. Taurus is like the toddler. Gemini is like this kid growing up starting to think. That's what they mean. Aries, the breath of life, it's the fire. Baby's born. What does it do? Wow! It cries me. It's all about me. I'm alive. I don't feel so good. Like, that's Aries. It's all about the self. And it's explosive. First thing a baby does is cry. It's very explosive. It's a very explosive situation, having a baby. Astrology represents life, all things. It really does. So all these things I'm saying, it's not crazy. You just don't get it yet. But over time you will. So no worries. But Taurus, that's like when the baby grows up to be a little toddler. You ever seen a toddler? They're like, that's mine. This is mine. They start realizing shit's around them. They start eating. Tauruses can be disgusting. They don't clean. They don't clean themselves. They can be they have poor hygiene. That could be a downside, negative to Tauruses. They'd be very disgusting. Like me, you ever seen me how I didn't shave my beard? That wasn't because I liked the look. I just didn't care. Wasn't fun. Like, look at my teeth. You could say that's growing up. I didn't care. I didn't care growing up. I just didn't care. These are all the already early repercussions of it. And I can get into more reasons of why specifically and all that, but I'm just going to keep it simple. Because it's too much right now. But get Gemini. First sign was Aries. It's how I feel. You feel. First thing a baby does is feel. Right when it's born, it starts feeling. Later, it has a realization of things outside of itself. At first, it did not really know anything outside of itself. And you can get into some more esoteric knowledge that tells you that Cancer's first. But anyway, then it's Taurus, toddler, stuff outside me. Then it's actually thinking. Gemini. Gemini is the first air sign. It communicates with itself first. It's mutable air. But Gemini communicates with themselves. That's why they have two people. That's that whole split thing. They're communicating with themselves. Later on, when you get to the next air sign, it's relationships. It's communicating with others. And then the adult air sign, and don't think this is worse or better than the other, which is how it is. The adult air sign, Aquarius, close to Pisces, the old man, is fixed on how he thinks and communicates. He gets information from out there. It's ruled by Uranus. So anything at Saturn and out is pretty much outside the bounds of the restrictions that Saturn puts out. So all the energy that comes from Uranus, Neptune, all these dreamy, like, out there places, it doesn't make it past Saturn. That's kind of the gate. You'll get into that later. But anyway, the point is, those are adult energies. They're more adult energies. I'm telling you, it doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just how it works. So, first air sign, it's now realizing. It was being born, had feelings. It started realizing things outside of itself. Now it's starting to use its mind to figure out things about all that stuff I just said. How to interpret its own feelings and interpret the stuff around it. There's all this stuff around it. Then you start feeling for things outside yourself. You start actually developing feelings for things. You don't really care about things when you're a little baby about, you don't. It's hard to believe, but I guarantee you, you don't just instantly start feeling for you're not born a baby and care if somebody around you died. You wouldn't even know it. How would you know it? You're not even thinking yet. So that order matters. There's actually interesting phenomena of sitting there studying astrology going, I get why it's in this order. There's a reason. But now that I explained the elements, I'm not going to sit here and keep going into more of that. I'm going to get, hang on. Hold up. All I got, 9 minutes in. All right, explain the modalities. I guess I got to now just talk about specifically the signs I've dealt with, which is mostly Aries, Taurus. I don't know much about Gemini, to be honest with you. I'm about to meet somebody that has a lot of Gemini in their chart, so it'll be very interesting. I can copy and tell you what I've heard through YouTube, which I've heard a lot, and lots of shit. But it's really my personal experiences, because I'm a Taurus, and I'm Earth. What matters is I can't wrap my head too much around things that I can't wrap my head around through an Earth-like stance. I'm in an Earth stance. I gotta touch it, bro. Where is it? Can I smell it? Can I see it? Can I piss on it? Can I eat it? Can I do any of those things? If I can't, then it's really hard for me to share it with you. Now, I will admit, like, for instance, a lot of my teachers are fire signs, which is spiritual. Like, one of my teachers, he's an Aries Sun, Sag Moon, Leo Rising. That's your big three. He's got, like, a trine of all three fire signs. So it's really interesting, because, like, he'll say shit, and it makes no sense. It has no practical, like, how could you get this information? He couldn't have got it from a book or anybody. It just came right off the top of not his head. Because that's not what fire is. It didn't come off the top of his head. He said it, but it was how it came instantly from where he felt. And being the fact that your feelings don't lie to you, when you master feeling good now and knowing that feelings never lie, that's what the result of feeling good now does, is you will start to realize that this shit never lies. It's actually the first time you'll ever be able to go, oh, I can build a foundation on this. That's why growing up as a child, I didn't do anything because I could never put a foundation on something. I watched kids play soccer, but I didn't have a drive, fire, to do it. And I didn't have any water in my chart, so I couldn't connect with people. I didn't have the ability to connect. And like the one water I did was in my rising, which makes me awkward. So I got this feeling of awkwardicity a lot from people. And my Jupiter's in Aquarius, which blows the fuck out of... Jupiter's huge. It's a huge planet. So whatever sign sits in your Jupiter gets blown the fuck up. Gets blown the fuck up. Well, that was Aquarius, and it happened to be trined with my moon, which I'm not going to explain it all, but basically that means that my Libra moon was a little bit in the weird sign of Aquarius. It's kind of mixed. You could say that in a way. To where, like, I'm pushing out ideas, and I'm communicating, and I get communication from out there. I really do. I get communication. I talk to things outside of me all the time that are way the fuck out there. So it really wouldn't make a lot of sense to people how I know this stuff. So growing up, I say something. I be in class. I say something. Immediately they look at me like, you are fucking weird, dude. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Don't do that no more. Like, that failed. Why would I move? So I'm gonna talk about some Earth, because that's some energy I can describe right now. I got 12 minutes in. We'll talk about Earth. Well, so there's three different kinds of modalities. As I said, for Earth, there's fixed Earth, there's mutable Earth, and there's cardinal Earth. To skip mine, because I'll talk about it all day, I'm gonna go to Virgo Earth, which is mutable Earth. Mutable is rolling with the punches. That's why Virgo is and exalted in Mercury, Hermes, that planet, the trickster. Mercury is very fast. It's very fast moving. So a Gemini, it's the fastest air sign. It's got 1,000 thoughts, communicating all day. You talk to a Gemini, as I said before, people are more suggestible in groups. Therefore, if you're a Gemini, Geminis thrive in group and parties. They know what to say to interact. Like, if they say this word, because they control perspective, air, they know that you're going to take it this way. Like I say, I watched your mom make a porno last night, and it's on the computer, and it's under the file this. I could be lying completely. But I also know that there's that girl that you cheated on in that room that I just described at the party, and you're probably going to actually go into that room and check it out, and I just set you up with a concept, air. I just set you up. Because, like, that's what air would do. I'm a cardinal air, so I would start shit. I would start shit like that. Because I'm pushing. So I'm pushing you into a concept. Air rules concepts, perspectives, contracts. They rule, Libra especially rules contracts, rules judicial system, it rules relationships, community. That's why we go to trial, because somebody did somebody else wrong. That's why you go to trial. At the end of the day, that's what happened. You stole this car. Well, that affected somebody. That's why you're in trial. And if you're at court for something that has nothing to do with affecting anybody, then that's not. You shouldn't even be illegal. Believe me, Libra moon. I get that. But anyway, so talking about Earth. Like, Virgo, mutable Earth, right? Virgo's got a lot of this trickster, as I said before. Very tricksy. They roll with the punches. And they're very mutable. So they're like clay. If you imagine an earth that's mutable, it's like clay. You know, it's interesting. It's like since Virgos in general overanalyze everything. They rule the body. So in the earth realm, there's Taurus, which is like ruled by Venus, pleasures. There's all these pleasures. You can eat, you can fuck, you can like just go swimming, you could just sit on your ass and be lazy because it's fixed, so it doesn't really want to move a lot. Very lazy sign. Virgo's like the teenager. Taurus is like the toddler. Little toddler. Mine, that's mine. Takes it from her sister. Fuck you. That's toddler. That's the word for Taurus. Virgo is like that self-analyzing teenager. When you grow up as a teenager, you're really self-analyzing. You got hair going in places. It's all weird. You're very aware of it. Like, it's got a Virgo. That's Virgo all day. They're very analyzing of themselves, too. There are people that, to be honest, they really are hard on themselves. Virgos are so hard on themselves. I got a Virgo friend at work. He can't even, he told me, I'm not going to say his name, but he won't go to the bathroom at his job. And I got a lot of Virgo in my chart. So I never had that problem, but over-analyzing, oh yeah, I grew up doing that. I would over-analyze shit to an extreme. So if you ever meet a Virgo and they're a dick, or they come off like in that way where you just don't like them, just know they're doing that to themselves 10 times harder. Be a little nicer to your Virgos and say something to them that shows that you've seen something they did for you. Virgos love that because it's an earth sign. It's all about things that is happening. A Taurus will show his appreciation or his hatred through the materials. A Virgo will do something to make your life more practical. Like if a fucking fire sign likes you, they might get you a really nice bracelet. If a Virgo likes you, they might fix your car because that'll help you get to work. See what I'm saying? If an air sign likes you, they'll have a really good idea of something to do. You might have to initiate it, you might have to start it, but their idea could be amazing. Like this perfect dinner date, flawless, go to this, we do that, Disneyland, fucking sail down into the sea, ice fishing. Best ideas you can imagine. Best ideas on planet Earth comes from air signs. Best ideas. It might not be that practical. And the emotion when you're there might not happen as much as you thought it would, but it'd be a great idea. And water signs are really good at throwing vibe into things, which I've talked about as they really connect with you and they connect with things. So if you're hanging out with a water sign and they wanted to do something for you, whatever it is shows that they really listened to, like they memorized some detail kind of thing. Like, love or hate, it's definitely going to bring up an emotion. Like, if you fuck over a water sign, they're going to remember that feeling that you gave them when you did whatever you did. An air sign will pretty much remember the concept you threw at them, and when it played out, they'd be like, but that's not how it worked out, and you said this, so that's what that meant, is you said that. No, you said that. That's what you said. What do you mean? That's what you said. A fire sign's kind of more like, how would you explain a fire sign? It's very, sorry. Getting a lot of feedback right now, and I know somebody just pulled up over there, so that was a little distracting. A fire sign's kind of more of a doer. I know that sounds like Earth. Earth will show you how they feel about you through the Earth realm, but fire signs just do. They don't really lie. They really don't. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of true. Like, they don't really lie like that. Everybody can lie. But fire signs feel how they feel. So, like, if an Aries likes you, they're just going to fucking tell you. They're going to do something. It's going to be really obvious. Like, if there's two people hanging out, and you're a girl, and both guys like you, and one of them's an Aries, he don't care if his best friend likes you, too. He'll just fucking start talking to you. He don't care if his best friend was talking to you first. He'd be like, fuck you, I'm going to get this girl. This girl's mine. They'll go right for it. A Leo will actually listen to you and give you attention. Because fire is yourself. So they're fixed fire. So they're fixed on how they feel. And because of this, they actually kind of have an understanding of, if they get there, to listen to you how you feel. You give what you get. So subconsciously, without knowing it, since they subconsciously, and they don't ever believe me when I tell them that you live a life needing attention, they don't perceive that. They don't. Any Leo I tell that, they go, that's not how I am. Yeah, well, that's what fixed means, is you're not really seeing it through other people's eyes. So when I tell you that, you'll be like, that's not how I am. I'm Taurus. I'm the most stubborn. Fixed is stubborn. Earth is the most fixed. So you tell me shit I'm doing all the time, I'll be like, I ain't like that. That's how we are. The fact that I ever even got this far is mind-blowing. I really shouldn't have. So like a Leo like you, they'll actually listen to you. It's really cool. It's actually really cool. I'm a Libra moon. One of the best counters that is Leo. They actually care about your fire. They'll tend to your fire. They'll tend to your passion a little bit more. Aries is very explosive. So it's not like maintaining your feelings. It's kind of directing shit, and it's very self-centered energy, which goes to Taurus, which is, again, fixed on how you are. So they all move into the next sign, which has a little to do with it, too. And the last fire sign is fucking Sag, which is mutable fire. It's the wiser fire sign. So after living a life of doing everything for myself to see how life goes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, then you're like, all right, I kind of get an idea, like I said earlier, this is the middle of the game. I'm playing the game of life, fire. This is like spirituality, like Leo, like I like it like this, I like it like that, I like my house like this, I like to come home, I like to lay down, like I got my energy, but I don't need to throw it at you because I'm fixed on how, like I know I'm awesome. Why do I gotta throw it at you? And Aries gotta prove it. Aries gotta prove it. Like, this is me on the inside, bitch, and they put it out all at once. It'll be quick as fuck. Explosion like you've never seen. It scare the shit out of everybody in the room sometimes. But a Leo's more like, I could do that, but I'm chill, I'm fixed, I'm like, I don't need to do that. So they don't need to do that. And then later, Sag is like this, and since it's ruled by Jupiter, it's lucky. It's like mastered fire in a way, you could say, as in it's mutable. So it's kind of come to the realization that if I feel all this way, then everybody else does too. Mutable is like a water-air thing. It's like now connecting with others. So that's where that turns into. Earth is stubborn. Anyway, so the first Earth sign is very stubborn. It's stubborn. That's Taurus. Then it becomes a little more mutable. It starts to roll with the punches. You never see Earth really move. But, like, things can happen to Earth where it moved. So that's why the last sign's cardinal, which is a little hard to imagine. It's like an Earth slide. It's a mudslide. Capricorn is moving Earth. An example would be like building something. It's literally like building something. Capricorn rules hard work and like moving up the ladder. If mountains grew, that's what it would be. It's also home to the planet of Saturn, which rules boundaries and restrictions. So there's reasons why it's hard to explain Capricorn. I'm not going to get into it all, but what am I at? 24. Jesus Christ. Gonna cut off any second. I know. I feel that. Look, I got 24 ounces on my water. So 2424. I think I'm gonna run around and do some activities because I got too much energy pumped up. Don't worry, this ain't the end of me talking. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna talk about all these other signs because that's just what I like to do. It pumps me up. But I'm pumped up now, so now I'm gonna actually use my energy to do something, which will help everything out in the end. But yeah, remember the modalities. This stuff is important. All of you need to know all of these things. They all will help. You need to know about air. You need to know about fire, how you feel. You need to know about air, how communicating. You need to know about water, how others feel. And you need to know about earth, how the fucking actually get things done. what's the result? Which is what I'm really good at. That's why Tauruses are master manifestors, because they get the result. They might not feel good about it, and it might not have any value in writing a book or anything, communicating to others, and they might not even give a fuck about anybody else, so they might not even feel good about it like fire. They didn't even feel good about getting this accomplishment, this nice new yacht, and they fucked over thousands of lives and killed people with pharmaceutical drugs because they're rich billionaires now, and they got greedy, but they got the stuff. You know, you need all four of these. Like, I lack a lot of water, so growing up, no, I didn't feel how you feel that well, and that's comes into my advantage as much as it goes to my detriment. I'll get into that next video. Do not think I'm a psychopath. You all have these attributes, believe it or not. I'm telling you. Actually, quick last thing, if I could get it out. One of my best friends, his mom, and I have a lot of similarities between my life and his. He's a Libra Sun, Virgo Moon, Air Earth, and I'm a Taurus Sun, Libra Moon. So we got Earth Air. You know, we got Earth Air, Air Earth combos. So we get along. Really dry humor. Sometimes it's very cold-hearted, and we'll be joking about shit. But we don't mean it like that, but it could come off really cold. And his mom has absolutely no air in her chart, which means she has no perspective of other people. So it's funny, because, like, I watch that. She's no air in her entire chart. So she really don't. She has no comprehension of our perspective. She feels how we feel, and she really feels how she feels. And she's got a little bit of earth, so she gets some shit done. But she has no concept outside of herself of people looking around, too, living their own life that is just as horrible or great or any of that. No comprehension. Anyway, I love you guys. Next video. Doubtless Dyer coming at you loud and proud on this channel. Done did it.